Hello and welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. I'm Pearl Manhattan and today we're going to be making some foot soak and foot scrub for a home pedicure. I miss getting pedicures and this year has been tough because I like to go to the spa and soak my feet and get in those massage chairs. But with quarantine and everything else, it's been a little difficult for me. I have put together some supplies that I got, all of them from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and I'm going to show you how to make the scrub and the soak. And I've got some other little items in here that I thought would be fun. And actually, I'm making this up for a gift to give away, but you can keep it for yourself. You can give it away. The only thing you're going to need that doesn't come from Dollar Tree is you're going to need some disposable bowls. I'm using some containers that I had around. These are for mixing. You're going to need some kind of jar with a lid that seals. I'm using a couple little mason jars that I have around because I do canning. And other than that, everything else pretty much comes from the Dollar Tree. The foot scrub is going to be a brown sugar based scrub, and we're just going to use some baby oil and some brown sugar to make that scrub. Then the soak, we're going to use some Epsom salts. I found some really nice, inexpensive, they're essential oil and almond oil mix. And we're going to use a couple drops of that in the foot soak and maybe in the foot scrub too. We have a lavender and then we have a blend here. And in this blend, it's got lavender, orange, grapefruit, eucalyptus, basil, and almond oil. And then in here is pure lavender and almond oil. And we're going to use that. This was a peppermint roll-on that I've seen suggested by many people for headaches, for anxiety, for lots of things. So I thought I'd give this a try, and I'll do a review on the oils later and let you know how it worked for me. Also, the baking soda goes with the scrub. I mean the soak. And then some kind of lotion. I like Suave. It's inexpensive, but it doesn't have a lot of fancy smells. And that's the main reason I'm making this is the person I'm giving this to, as well as I, am very sensitive to fragrance. And so a lot of the commercial products you buy for scrubs and things like that are just overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming with their fragrances. And they actually cause allergic reaction in my sinuses and everything else. So this is a nice lotion that smells really fresh. It's light. Yeah, it doesn't really have a flowery smell. It's got that Suave smell. And then we're going to use, in the craft department, they have these extra large, what they call fat quarters. And it's a little bigger than a fat quarter. But we're going to use this when I make the jar lids to give it some festive look. They've started carrying these herbal teas, Tea Vive. It's a nice little brand. I enjoy it. I enjoy drinking this. It's comparable. This Relax is comparable to like Sleepy Time from Celestial Seasonings or Tension Tamer, along those lines. We're going to use this in the soak. And that's how we're going to avoid using a lot of chemical fragrance and stuff like that. This is an exfoliating washcloth. I thought this would be nice for scrubbing the feet instead of having to hang on to something little. My hands, I have trouble with gripping. This I can use as a washcloth to wash my feet with it after we do the soak and before we do the scrub. And then I have this little brush. This is the same brush that they use in the spas. It's got the little, I call it a cheese grater. It's got the callus grater. It's got a brush. And then it's got a pumice stone on it. And it's got a little string to hang it with. And then, what's a pedicure without a nice facial treatment? This is a cooling mask. Actually, if you soak it in warm water, it will get warm. And if you soak it in cold water, it will get cold. You place it in the refrigerator for 60 minutes or in the freezer for no more than 10 minutes. And then you apply it to the eye area. Also, I found you can soak it in warm water and it will get kind of warm, but you do not microwave it. Do not put it in boiling water because it will probably melt. But we'll talk about this eye mask in a few minutes. And then I found this tub. And actually, it's a nice sized tub. It looks like a little basket. You can even get a nice towel and put in the bottom of it for a lining when you put in all your scrubs and everything else to give it as a gift. I got this one because if I turn it this way, I have very large feet. I wear a lady size 12 shoe. So this way I can fit both of my feet in this tub. So I can use this for my soak and scrub. And I don't have to worry about the bathtub because I just got a shower in my house. So this tub makes nice for the soaking and everything else. So let's go on. Let's start and make the scrub. All right, I have my little plastic container here. I'm not going to use measurements. I'm not going to tell you measurements. I kind of eyeball it. But the first thing we're going to do, and also make sure that you're not using the containers and the utensils that you use for food. Even if you wash them or dishwash them or whatever, you don't want to use, because you don't want to end up eating some mineral oil or some Epsom salts. These aren't good to eat. Do not eat these. This is not like kosher salt. But we're going to pour some of these Epsom salts, and then we're going to get the tea bags. And I find because these are Dollar Tree tea bags, if you're going to make a cup of tea with them, usually you want to use 2 tea bags because they're not as strong as the big brands, but you pay more for the big brands. So, and these are nice. These are nice to use in little gifts too. You can tuck a couple into because they're individual wrapped. You can tuck a couple into a card. Coming up, we're going to make a little tea and chocolate gift box during Vlogmas. I think I'm going to use about 10 of these. Here we go. And we have 10. Now the easiest way to get these open is you want to grab the tea bag at the top, put your fingers on the staple, and just give it a little shake like this, and that shakes it all down to the bottom. And then you can take your scissors and just snip right across there. And it's a little packet. And then open it up and shake those herbs right into. All right, I've put my Epsom salts in the container and I went ahead and did all the tea bags for you. I'm using just an old chopstick I have from my stirring stick. I'm using the thick end, and we're just going to give that a little mix. If you got any lumps, you can go ahead and kind of crunch them up, because sometimes the Epsom salts, if you live in a high humidity area, these Epsom salts might soak up a little water from the air. It's all right. There we go. The next thing I'm going to add is baking soda, which you can get at the Dollar Tree also. And like I did before, I'm just going to eyeball. I just want a little bit. You don't want a whole lot. It's going to dissolve in the water, and it's a water softener. And balances the pH in the water. Cuts some of the acid in the water. And so there we go. Now, I am going to use the lavender, and it was $1. So I don't know about the quality yet. I haven't smelled this yet. This is my first time using it, but I saw it and I thought, oh my goodness, this is cool for only $1. First, I'm going to smell it, and I'm going to tell you what it smells like. It's in a little bottle with a squeeze dropper. Let's squeeze all that out first so we don't get any inadvertent. Yep, it's pure lavender with a little bit of almond oil. And I'm just going to do 4 drops. Just going to put 4 drops in there. Oh boy, I can smell the lavender now. And then I'm going to mix that in really well. I'm finding the lumps that it made because the oil makes a little lump. And like right there. And I'm just kind of, there's a lump right there. I don't know if you can see it. That's a lump of oil and salt. And I'm just taking my little chopstick. You can use a popsicle stick. You can use the end of a wooden spoon that you don't use for cooking. Remember, do not use any materials that you're going to use in food preparation because these things don't wash off easily and you don't want to inadvertently eat something that is not good for you. This is not for eating. This is for your feet. Okay? And so there we go. I've got it good and mixed up. And that's all there is to it. Now it's smelling like lavender up in here. And I'm just going to scoop it into my container. All right. There we go. Boy, I eyeballed that pretty well. Look at that. Get all that baking soda, get all the little dregs, give it another little chumpy chump. All right, and the next step is we're going to make a little decorative thing out of our lid. I've got the craft fabric here. I've taken the labels off. I've unwrapped it. I'm going to use this corner as a guide. It's not going to be fancy. And I've set it about, I'm going to say that's about an inch. So we're going to go a little more than an inch. Set it equal distance between here and there. Use a pencil. I'm tracing around my lid to give me a reference point of where it's going to go. And then I'm going to make a little mark about the same distance there to there. You can use a ruler if you feel more comfortable. I've just done this. I'm a seamstress and I've been working with fabric measurements most of my life, so it's second nature to me. But that doesn't mean it's going to be second nature to you. So if you need a ruler, use a ruler. And cut out this square of fabric. Okay. Then take the inside lid of your mason jar, stick it on top of that, and then we're going to put this over like this. And I'm holding it down while I take the ring and put it down like that. And I'm gonna go around the top here. Wrap this around carefully and then tie it onto the lid like so. And I'm sorry I don't have a camera angle to show you. Let me do it this way so you can see. And then I make perfect bows by making a bunny ear and making a bunny ear and tying them in a knot. And you can make the bunny ears real big because you can make them smaller later. But tie those 2 loops in a knot like you normally would, like you tie a knot, just a knot. And then there we have, and there you go, sweet as pie. And there's your foot soak. All right, I've cleaned up and now we're back. We're going to do our foot scrub. This is it. I am going to open it up and loosen it up just a little bit. And I'm going to measure it with the container I'm going to put it in. I like to use a smaller container for this because it's easier to grab a handful out of it than it is in this jar. You'll end up pouring it in the jar. So I only used about half of my container with my brown sugar. Now, I'm going to add this baby oil, this mineral oil. It has a little scent to it, so I'm not much, but it has some scent to it. But I'm just going to add a little at a time, because I want to show you the consistency we're going for. Again, do not eat this. Please put a label on it. If you have children, please put a label on it that this is not for them. Put it up high. Keep out of the reach of children, because with the mineral oil, you don't want to eat the mineral oil. And what you're going for is you want kind of a quicksand consistency. You want it to be firm, but you also want it to be kind of liquid. If you can see, there's a good look at it. I'm going to put just a little more oil. Again, I've used about half the bottle here, essential oil, and you'll see the consistency we've got here is it's kind of like quicksand. You can see the oily sheen. It will pack down, but also it's still kind of liquid. And then let's try this. This is the Relax oil from Dollar Tree. Here we go. Let's smell this. Ooh, that is nice. So we're going to put like 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. And again, this has got orange and lavender and grapefruit and some other nice stuff. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this in our container. I'm going to give it the same treatment I gave the other jar, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with my basket again, and I have a towel I got for like $4 at Walmart, I think. I'm just going to place that towel right in there. It's a nice big fluffy towel, and just kind of lay it in the basket. And then you can just set your foot scrub and your foot soak. Put in the brush, put in the lotion, put in our little exfoliating washcloth and our eye mask. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I will be back tomorrow with another fun edition of Vlogmas with Pearl Manhattan 2020. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.